Dear friends, Maths Aspirants Groups organizes several online problem solving sessions and online test series to help the students who prepares for different national level competitive examinations. As all of us know, JAM examination is scheduled on the coming Sunday, February 13th. As a part of the online problem solving sessions that we arranged, today we have a session on numerical answer type questions for JAM examination. Today we have Mr. Asif Navas, a faculty member of T.K.M College of Engineering, Kollam, Kerala, is with us to discuss with you some problems related with numerical answer type questions for JAM examination. Also, he will share some tips and tricks that will help you in your final round of preparations for JAM examination. I would like to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to Mr. Asif for joining with us. I welcome everyone to this program. Welcome, Asif.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to take this session. And today I will more focus on how to approach the examination, JAM examination, because this is the last week before the JAM examination. And also I will discuss few numerical type and answer type questions. And I have done almost two sessions on numerical answer type questions on JAM examination, and I think it's better to focus on the preparation and writing strategies of JAM examination first, or any other competitive examination, because it's very important for you to understand or approach the questions in JAM examination or competitive examination. And in the first session, I will focus on that. And after that, I will do few numerical type problems from JAM 2022, and I have shown, and most of the questions are solved in internet and all those things. So that's why I am not doing more problems in that. I will mostly focus on the preparation strategies and all. So it's very important to make a strategy for approach examination. This is very important, because these 3 hours will be the result. Result is just how we approach the examination in that 3 hours. And we have prepared a lot of questions, or a lot of syllabus we have covered. We have done a lot of problems and all those things, but the most important thing is these 3 hours. So how to approach the examination before, we have make some strategies that I have made while I'm doing this competitive level examination. So the first thing is you have to dream big, and the first step towards the any success is you have to dream that. Okay, so as we know that Wright brothers dreamed of flying before they invent aeroplane, right? So we have to dream big. We have to get into the big prestigious institutes, and to get a better life, you have to dream before you go into that. And we know that even this Virat Kohli dreamed of playing for India before he reached there. And similarly, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all those big or uh, famous um, celebrities, or all they were once they dreamed of it. Okay, so our biggest dream is to get into the prestigious institutes. So admission in prestigious institute. So why we need to get into the admission in prestigious institute. So get into admission in prestigious institute, you will get a lot of opportunities. So that is very important. You will get a lot of opportunities, and the opportunities will make you or will get into a good better life. So that is very important. So you will get a lot of opportunities to become and also one of the important thing is, you if you are getting into the prestigious institutes like IITs, IIM, ISA, etc. So you are being with the best students in the country. Okay, so that is very important. And one of the so how how is one question how to get into this? And you also know that there is JAM examination, ISA examination, and CMA examination, HSU, etc. So a lot of entrance examinations are there, and if you qualify that, you will get into this, and you are preparing for that. So this is very important. Why? Because we have to get into the prestigious institutes for getting a better opportunities and getting a better life ahead. Okay, so next important thing, while you are preparing for JAM examination or any other examination, be confident. So you have already prepared a lot, right? And a lot of solved a lot of problems, understanding the concept, practiced thousands of questions, and your confidence. But the important thing is these 3 hours, right? These 3 hours is very important, because whatever the things going through in these 3 hours is the result, right? So uh, so this is important, because whatever things we have done before or days before the examination is not the fact. This the important thing is these 3 hours. How our mindset in these 3 hours is very important, and we have to make some strategies. So what really affect this result is, one of the thing is stress, and this is unavoidable thing while you're writing an examination. And second one is fear, and fear is our biggest enemy. Okay, so how to get rid of this stress and fear? I have done a lot of strategies before the examination to get rid of this uh, fear and stress before the examination. So this from my experience, what I have done is okay. So you have to get a good sleep before examination. Good sleep before the night of examination. That's very important, because this is not like your university examination, as you know, because this is the examination which tests your ability to apply the concepts what you study, not by hurting or some theorems and writing and all those things. This is the examination which uh, which tests your ability to apply the concepts. So your mind should be good and free. And second one is what I have done is hearing good songs. And good songs means songs are very important. So you have to like some melodies, not that things that makes you sad, but the songs which makes you happy. You have to hear before the examination, so that your mind will be very free and all those things. And what I have done is a few breathing exercise and some yoga techniques. Okay, these are very important. That will improve the result or your performance in your examination. And one of the important thing is the fear. Fear is because you remember one thing. This is not the end. this is not the end, because JAM examination is not the end, because there are a lot of examination is coming ahead, and JAM 22 is there, 23 is there, and CMA, ISA, and a lot of prestigious institutes exams are coming. So this is not the end. So you should write the examination in such a mindset that this is not the end of the exams. This is the beginning. So this is the beginning of your examination, and don't think about others. Only focus on your improvement, and every failure is an experience. So that's you have to think about the experience. So this is not failure, and every failure is an experience. So what you have to focus is not just win or lose or qualifying. What you have to focus is on you is improvement. So each examination is an improvement. Okay, so it will improve you, and so be confident in that. Okay, so now whatever confidence level, I will give you a simple game. Okay, so please take a note, paper and piece of paper, and a pen, and I will tell you one thing. You just in 1 minute, okay, I will give you 1 minute. How many cross marks you can draw on a paper? So please write down how many. Is it 10, 15, or 30? How many cross marks you can draw in a paper? So please write in the chat box. So whether it is 10 or 15 or 30, you can write in this in the chat box, and we can make a okay. So please write in your in the chat box. Okay, whether it is 10, 15, 30 or something. Okay, 60, 30, 66. Okay, 30. Okay, good. Okay, now you take the paper, and I will give you 1 minute, and you draw the cross marks on your paper and count. Okay, I will give you 1 minute of time. 1 minute of time, and your time starts. Okay, so your time starts now. You draw cross marks in your paper, and just count it. How many cross marks you can make or draw on the paper within 1 minute. And your time starts now. 30 seconds, 37, 35, and all. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay. So stop, and please count that. And you write down in the chat box what you have written before and what is the result after 1 minute. Okay. So you count and write down the result after 1 minute. And what you find that from that this experiment. So what you think is you can only make a cross mark 30 or 40 or even 60, and what is the result you have get? So it's maybe more than that, right? That means maybe the double of the what you said before, and more than that. So that is your ability. And one of the important thing in this experiment is what really you is unknown to you, right? So that's one of the thing is you have fear and fear of telling that what I can do more than that. Okay, so from this experiment you will understand that you can do more, right? So so that is one of the important thing you have to remember. So your ability is more than what you think, and you just don't make stress or fear, because the things you have inside you is more than what you think, and you can improve more, right? So this experiment shows that uh, the things you think the things you can do is more than what you think. So that is very important. So be confident while writing the examination, and remember one thing: this is not the end of the session. And one of the important other thing is the consistency. So you have to consistently prepare for the examination. And one of the thing I have done after each examination is uh, I wrote the drawbacks. I wrote drawbacks and mistakes, what I have done in the examination, and what are the positive things that I have done in the after the examination. So after each examination, you wrote these things in a notebook, and you have to study on that, and you have to concentrate on that, and you have to make improvements in the next examination. So if you done this after 2 or 3 examination, this will helps you to uh, crack the examination and understand the method of the examination. So the consistently you have to work on that. And one of the important thing is concentrate on previous year question papers. And one thing I have done before the examination is 1 or 2 weeks before the examination is I download the question papers from the internet. And what I have done is I just wrote that examination by sitting 3 hours or 2.5 hours. If there is 3 hour examination, I set it on the 2.5 hours, and I wrote the examination before 1 or 2 weeks before the exam. That's a good strategy to for the time management of the examination. And then from the previous year question paper, you will understand the how what is the techniques, or what is the type of the question paper, that questions that you will be asked in the coming examination. So the mode, it's not about studying the syllabus. The only thing you have to do is you have to thorough with the basic concept. I think you already done that. Now you have to concentrate on the question paper, and in order to improve the speed of the writing, you have to practice the exams. You have to practice exams. Even you even if you solve those questions in your while you are preparing, it doesn't matter. What you have to do is you have to set you have to set an examination to if it is 2 or 3 hours, then you set 2 or 2.5 hours and you wrote the examination. While it's not on not if you know the answer of the question, then you have to do that. You have to write the formulas and all that, and then select the answer. So that will help you to improve your examination. Okay, so anybody have any question, you can drop into the chat box. And one of the important thing is time management in the examination. And I told you that the examination is what all about is the 3 hours. And remember one thing, the time management is very important. So these 3 hours will 3 hours will decide, right? Whether you have to get into the prestigious IITs or ISS. And so the 3 hours you have to manage the time very well. And one of the important things that I have discussed in my previous lectures is about the question pattern. That means remember one thing, 90% of the charm questions or any other competitive level examination questions, you can turn it in 2 or 3 minutes, or 1 or 2 or 3 minutes. If you are taking more than that, there will be a better method to do that problems. So most of the questions you can solve within 1 or 2 or 3 minutes, and you have to identify the hidden clue given in the question paper. So sometimes if we are approaching the question in conventional way, it will leads to take more than 2 or 3 minutes, more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So what you have to do is you have to identify the hidden clue, or you have to identify the hidden clue given in the question. So for example, if we have given, I will give you an example. If and also one of the important thing is you doesn't go through the conventional way. For example, I will give you a question, A1, a matrix, 2 by 2 3 by 3 matrix, 1 2 1 2 1 3 1 2 1 3 1 3 2, and A2 is a matrix, 1 2 0 0 4 5 0 0 3, and A3 is 1 1 0 1. And they may ask which of these metrics are diagonalizable. So you know the answer because you are prepared a lot. So the one of the important thing is, if you go in through if you solve this problem in conventional way, it will take more than 1 hour to solve this problem. So that is a very important thing. You doesn't go through the conventional way, because we have a lot of theorems and a lot of ideas that you have to apply in this problem. For this problem, for the first matrix is a symmetric matrix, and we know that symmetric matrix are diagonalizable. So for that we have to know the concept. So this is diagonalizable. And what about second? This in this question, it's an upper triangular matrix, and the diagonal entries are distinct, so the eigenvalues are distinct. If it is distinct eigenvalues, then this is diagonalizable, that we know. So, and for the last question, the eigenvalues are 1, And if it is diagonalizable, then it is similar to identity matrix, right? If it is diagonalizable, but there is no matrix which is similar to identity matrix other than identity matrix, so this is not diagonalizable. So this is the way we will do the question. And also for one more question, if we want to find uh, the eigenvalues of a matrix, and maybe the matrix will give like this. Okay, so suppose we have given the matrix 1 2 2 4 1 0 5 0 0, and if we want to find the eigenvalues, the thing is, if we are going through the conventional way, we are making characteristic polynomial, and then we are solving. So that is a problem. It will take a lot of time. So the one of the important thing is, every question there will be an hidden clue. In this question here, the sum of the row entries is 5, this 5, and this is also 5. So all row entries are 5, sum is 5. Therefore, from the question itself, we will get 5 as an eigenvalue. So this is the hidden clue given in this question. So similarly, every question, most of the question, there will be a hidden clue. Okay, so that you have to, and okay, so and and there is one question, sir, how to approach questions such that at last we have enough time to deal with the tougher question. So if we have uh, um, enough time for tougher questions, so what we have to do is, the thing is, you have to approach or to solve the questions very easily. What I have done in at that time, it's not a computer type question. It's like a OMR sheet questions. And what I have done is, in the first reading, I done almost easy questions first, right? So that some questions we can, like if we have a question like we have given a polynomial of odd degree, and there are few options like there are at least one real root, no real root, such questions are there. So for that questions, it's very easy to answer. So it doesn't takes more than 1 minute or 20 seconds, you can solve that problems. So what I have done in the first part is, I read the questions, and I answer all those questions, which we can do in very within seconds. I have done all those in the first reading itself. Okay, so in the second reading, I have done the tougher questions, and then I have get time. So the most important thing is, you have to do the easiest problem first in very quickly, because you doesn't want to give time for easy questions. You have to give time for the tougher questions. Okay, so that's very important. So whatever do in these 3 hours is, you have to do it very fastly. And one of the important thing is, if you are doing the answers very fast, then there is a lot of chance to make a mistake, and mistakes is common in this examination. So you should be very careful and do the questions, easier questions first in very fast, and you give time for the tougher question. And one of the important thing is, if you are taking a lot of time for a question, more than 3 or 4 minutes, then you just leave that question and moves to the another question, because whatever approach you have going to solve the previous question, that means that tougher question is not the convention, is not the correct way. So what you have to do is leave that question and move to the next question, which may be easier for you. If you stick on the problem more than 5 minutes for a problem, that leads to this very bad effect to the time management. So you leave that and move to the next question and solve that, and at last you come back to the that tougher question, because while you already approach that question for 4 minutes, and you just leave that question and move to another question, and you write, and you, if you come back at last, may you will get the answer in the first one minute only, because in our subconscious mind we are still solving that problem. Okay, so there is a chance you can solve that problem uh, before the, just before the examination, if you go through that problem. Okay, so there is that is one of the approach. If you are wasting more time for a question, you just leave that question and you come back at last. Sometimes you may get the answer within 1 minute in that time. So that's very important point while you are writing the examination. Okay, so sir, can crack any competitive examination without any coaching or without any help of teachers like ISC or CM? Of course, you can crack the competitive examination without any coaching, because one of the example is me. I didn't go for any coaching in my preparation, and I have qualified most of the exams I have written. For example, CSIR, JRF, and also I have qualified while I am writing entrance examination. I have qualified CMA examination in that time, and I am ignorant about the importance of that, and I just go to the HSU with my friends, and without any coaching, even I can crack that examination. Then definitely the anyone can crack the examination, because uh, what you have to do is you have to concentrate on the concept, basic concept. If you concentrate on the basic concept, then and also you read the in not like coaching type books or preparation type books, you have to concentrate on the standard textbook for the concept. Like I have done routine questions, routine for real analysis, apostle for real analysis, and such textbooks. Algebra, for algebra you have to I think Einstein is better for algebra, and there is one more. And so standard textbook you have to choose for the concept. And definitely, if you are not going for any coaching or that, you can still crack the examination, because I didn't went for any coaching, and if I can do that, you can definitely do that. How can I find a trick for solving toughest questions without any teacher? So that is one of the thing you have to get from the experience. That means if you are solving more and more and more problems, and there are plenty of problems available, or plenty of question paper available uh, in your internet, and if you are solving a lot of problem, you will get a lot of tricks, and from that experience you will get, and there is no method. And if if you have any other teachers or your friends, discuss with the friends and make a group study. And different students have different approach, and they will get different and it's one of the important thing is to um, prepare for competitive examination is prepare in groups, so that you will get a lot of ideas. Share your ideas and get share and get ideas, so that you will get it into. So the toughest question without any teacher is from your experience only, and definitely we doesn't get every knowledge, but uh, in order to crack a jam examination, you don't have to do every problems. You have to do maximum problems and choose the questions very wisely. Okay. And this is use different tricks and techniques to tackle the problems, and these tricks and techniques you will get from the experience. And I told you the one example is some of the raw elements, if all some of all rows are equal, then there is an eigenvalue. And this what from while because this concept I got from while I am doing a problem, and I don't know these things, this result. So while I doing a problem, I think about this. If I am doing this problem or finding the eigenvalues, it will takes a lot of time and more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Then I think about this and I get an idea. If all raw sums are equal, then if you apply the formula, then you will get the that determine a minus lambda I must be equal to 0. So I got an idea about this, and then uh, I got the eigenvalue, and this is already from the, if you are going for a coaching class or something, they will tell you these types of tricks in tricks. But I didn't went for any coaching, but I got this idea when I am preparing or doing the problems, a lot of problems. So from our experience we will get a lot of tricks and techniques. So these are the very important thing you have to look for the examination. You have to remember this. And one of the important thing is, this is not the end, this is the just a beginning. This is not the end, just a beginning. And be confident on you. What you have is more than you think. And just keep a cool mind and you write the examination. If you cannot qualify this, it's okay. There are a lot of examination is coming better than most of the IITs, like ISA, CMA, and all those things are there. And this is not the end. So be confident and be smile and write the examination. Don't get stress or something. Stress and fear will lead to a bad result. So be happy and think about the best moments in life just before the examination, and do those problems. And that is very good. And now, so this is the first session I have done, and now we can do few problems, numerical type problems, that we can a numerical type of problems. That is our session, and so these are very important things. That's why I concentrate more on these jam preparation techniques and all those techniques. And I think this is better for you before the examination. These all those things are very important. So write the examination with confidence. And this is not the end of the examination. These 3 hours will give a better result. If you are not getting a better result, you try and focus, concentrate on more, and you will get a better result in the next examination or coming examination. So like failure is not a fail, it's a experience, and you will get more and more uh, things while you are failing than the success. So if you fail, that doesn't matter. There are a lot of examination are coming. Write the examination with confidence, and that 3 hours you make use of complete of that 3 hours. And one of the important tricks you have to remember is most of the question in JAM examination you can do it in 2 or 3 minutes. If you are taking more than that, may you are going through the bad approach, or it's not the right approach. So you stop writing that question and move to the next question, and at last you come back that question. That is very important, because if you are coming back at last, you may get a better result, or you may get the answer. Because if we are doing a problem and we are moving to another problem, still that problem is solving in our subconscious mind maybe. So you will get for example, sometimes if we are doing a problem in night and we didn't get answer, and while after the sleep you may go through that problem, you may get the answer. So that means the problem may doing in the conventional subconscious mind. And now now I will do few numerical types problem last JAM 2022. And this is very important. Why numerical problems are very important is you cannot guess the answers. That is one of the thing, because in multiple choice exam questions, the question answers are given as options and you have to select that. But numerical type of questions, there is no answer is unknown. So you have to solve that problem and you have to get the answer. There is a there is trial and error method. We cannot use trial and error method and all those things. Okay. So now we will move to a question. So I have already done many questions in the previous year JAM numerical type questions in JAM 2000 before 2022 question 21 questions. So I selected few questions from JAM 2021, and the thing is we have to not the answers, the approach, so that how to do this problem. Okay, so you have to concentrate on the approach. So this is the first question I have chosen. The value of pi by 2 into limit n tends to infinity cos pi by 4 into cos pi by 8, etc. cos pi by 2 raised. So while getting a question like this, you have to remember this is some trigonometric function, right? Cos is a trigonometric function. And think about the trigonometric identities that reduces the that means the complexity of this question. So that's an important thing. If you are getting a trigonometric, there is an hidden clue that means there is something called trigonometric identities will help you to solve this problem. That while you are getting a question, you have to so that I can write cos pi by 4 into cos pi by 8 into etc. cos pi by 2 raised to n plus 1. This can be written as, and we know that 2 cos theta sin theta is equal to sin 2 theta, right? 2 cos theta sin theta is equal to sin 2 theta. So for this type of question, if we can we can cancel out the terms and if we get to one or two terms, then we can easily find the limit. So in most question, for example, in the last year, I have done some questions in mm, uh, series. There is we use some techniques called uh, uh, telescopic series, and we find some series. So here also we have to use some techniques, and here I am multiplying in numerator by 2 into sine pi by 4 and denominator by 2 into sine pi by 4 into cos pi by 4 is there. So cos pi by 4 you can write like this, into 2 into sine pi by 8, 2 into sine pi by 8 into cos pi by 8 divided by 2 into sine pi by 8 into etc. 2 into sine pi by 2 raised to n plus 1 into cos pi by 2 raised to n plus 1 divided by 2 into sine pi by 2 raised to n plus 1. So now what I can do is, this is 2 sine pi by 4 cos pi by 4. So I can write this as 2 sine pi by 4 cos pi by 4 is sine pi by 2 pi by 4, that is sine pi by 2 divided by 2 into sine pi by 4 into sine, here you can write sine pi by 4 divided by 2 into sine pi by 8 into etc. Here sine pi by 2 raised to n divided by 2 sine pi by 2 raised to n plus 1. Okay. So now you can cancel out those things. Sine pi by 4, sine pi by 4, here sine pi by 8, sine pi by 8, etc. So the remaining, so why we got this? So if you have a question like this, then you have to think about how to cancel out these terms and last in one or two terms. Okay. Now, this can be written as sine pi by 2 is 1, right? 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into this, all those things is 1 by 2, etc. into 1 by 2 into 1 by sine pi by 2 raised to n plus 1. Okay. So now what I will do is, this is so our question is limit. Okay, so this I can do is pi by 2 is there. So so I will write the question once again. I have to find out limit pi by 2 into limit n tends to infinity cos pi by 4 into etc. cos pi by 2 power n plus 1. This is equal to pi by 2 limit n tends to infinity 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 into etc. 1 by 2 divided by sine pi by 2 raised to n plus 1. Now this is equal to limit n tends to infinity pi by this is n times 2 raised to, and pi by 2 is there. Pi by 2 raised to n plus 1 divided by say pi by 2 raised to n plus 1. So this limit is, we know that limit x by x tends to infinity, x by something is x tends to 0, x by sin x or sin x by x is 1. So this is limit n tends to infinity, pi by 2 raised to n plus 1 divided by this is equal to 1. So the answer is 1. So this is not about solving the problem, but you have to understand the approach, right? Approach is, if you have something like this question, a product and a limit, then you think about to simplify into one or two terms. So there you can use some tricks. Here it is in trigonometric form. Therefore, we will use trigonometric identities. Think about. If there is another questions like without trigonometry, there may be another technique, and you have to identify that. And remember that you cannot do this in the direct form. You have to simplify into the simpler form. Okay, so that is the hidden trick here. I hope you understand. And the important thing is you're not doing this same problem. But the problem, important thing is you have to understand the approach. There are different approach for the examination because in the next examination they will not ask the same question, but they ask the questions which is similar to this. That means similar approach maybe come for some other question. Okay. And next one question I have seen is, this is the value of limit n tends to infinity 3 power n plus 5 power n plus 7 power n all raised to 1 by n. And this question one of the thing when I saw this question, I remember one thing in my degree, while I am studying in degree, Shepard and Bartlett textbook is there, right? Real analysis. And there is a question while I am preparing, I think like limit n tends to infinity an plus bn all raised to 1 by n, something like sorry, a plus b or something, some questions like, or I think a raised to n, b raised to n, all raised to 1 by n, 0 less than or equal to a less than b. And this question is in the exercise part of the Shepard and Bartlett real analysis. And while studying that or preparing for examination, I take almost 3 or 4 days to solve this problem because I don't know what is the approach we have to do. I done a lot of works, and at last I find something interesting, because a less than b, then a by b is less than 1. Then what I have done is using Squeeze theorem, I solve this problem, and it takes a lot of time to solve this problem while I am studying in. And I remember that thing when I saw this problem. So in this problem also we can use Squeeze theorem. So what I have to use is limit n tends to infinity 3 power n 5 power n plus 7 power n all raised to 1 by n. This I have to show. And what this is actually, if I actually 7 raised to n all raised to 1 by n, this is always less than or equal to 3 raised to n plus 5 raised to n plus 7 raised to n, right? All raised to 1 by. And also this is also always less than or equal to, if I am adding, like instead of 3 raised to n and 5 raised to n, if I am writing 7 raised to n, because this is greater than that, Okay. So from here, this is 7 raised to n all raised to 1 by n less than or equal to this quantity less than or equal to, this is 3 times 7 raised to n all raised to 1 by n. Now we know that by Q's theorem, limit, you may study this Q's theorem, because I am not explaining the theorem because you already prepared all those things, right? So you know the theorem. You have to know the theorem because you are writing for you are going to write the exam. So this theorem is an less than or equal to limit bn less than or equal to limit cn, and limit an is equal to limit cn, then definitely that must be equal to limit bn. So from here, if I am applying the limit, and limit n tends to infinity 3 power n plus 5 power n 7 power n all raised to 1 by n limit n. Okay, so this limit is actually 7. This is less than or equal to this, and this is also 3 raised to 1 by n is 1, 7 also, this is also 7. So by Q's theorem, this limit is 3 raised to n plus 5 raised to n plus 7 raised to n all raised to 1 by n is 7. Okay. So the thing is, you know that. So the thing is, you asked me for how to get a problem solved with some tricks. So it may take time without any help or from the teachers. So if you are one of the important thing you have to remember while doing a problem before examination, not for preparing for the examination. If you get a question, you think that there will be an answer. Okay, there is an answer, and I know the concept that I must get that answer. So that is important because I know the concept, and if I am not getting that answer, that means I'm not trying. So you have to try a lot, and it may take 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days or even a week, but don't give up on the questions. You just do other questions also, but focus on this same problem. You will get the answer while doing the problem. Okay. So this is 7, and I know most of you know these answers. So you think about the importance of and solving the problem. Solving the problem means this problem is similar to a problem which is in the exercise part of Shepard and Bartlett real analysis textbook. This is similar to that, and most of the questions are similar to the questions that will be an exercise question in one of the standard textbooks. So you try to, while you are preparing for any other examination, you try to solve the exercise type problems in the standard textbook rather than you just buying a IIT JAM question paper textbook like preparation textbook. Rather than you have to focus on the standard textbook. Okay, and here it is in Q's theorem. It's very easy. And now there is another question. I don't know whether Green's theorems are in the syllabus or not, but this question I choose is because there is something in most of the questions in last year, up to last year, they ask, they have given some question, and we have to think that it's we have to find whether we have to use Green's theorem or divergence theorem or Stokes theorem. But in this question, there is a trick. So here our subset is given, S is given, x square plus y square greater than 0. So x square plus y square greater than 0 means this is our R2. 0 is not included. So 0 is not included. So our surface has a hole. Therefore, this is not simply connected. So we cannot use Green's theorem. So that is when I saw this, so that's why I'm taking this question. So one of the important things, if we saw this question, we always move to the Green's theorem. But one of the important this thing is here we have given the question as domain is not simply connected because it has a hole. It cannot stretch into the single point. So here P of xy is given and Q of xy is given, and C is a unit circle, and we know that C is unit circle, that is cos t plus I cos t plus cos ti plus sin tj 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to 2 pi. Okay. Okay, so and this concept also what we done is then we can do this problem like 1 by pi integral over c p dx plus q dy is equal to 1 by pi integral 0 to 2 pi p. P is y is here sin t divided by x is cos t, this is x, y. Cos t square plus sin square t square, cos t square plus sin t square, or sin cos square t plus sin square t into dx. Dx is cos t, so minus sin t. So minus sin t dt, dt plus q. Q is minus x cos t divided by cos square t sin plus sin square t into dy. Dy is sin t derivative minus, sorry, sin t cos t. So cos square t plus sin square t is 1. So this can be written as 1 by pi 0 to 2 pi minus sin square t divided by 1 cos square t plus minus cos square t divided by 1 t. So this is minus 1 by pi integral 0 to 2 pi sin square t plus cos square t divided by 1 dt. So sin square t plus cos square t is 1. So minus pi by 2 integral 0 1 by pi dt. So this is minus 1 by pi into 2 pi. So this is equal to minus, this is equal to minus 2. So here what I have done is in most question in last previous year's questions they asked they have given the question and we have to identify which theorem is used, Green's theorem, Stokes theorem, etc. But in this question the domain is given. Why this domain is given is important. This is the hidden trick here. You cannot use Green's theorem. Okay, so that is very important. So from the question itself, there are many tricks or many clues for the answers. And And another question is, consider A is equal to set of all A belongs to R. X square is equal to A into A plus 1 into A plus 2 as a real root. So this is very important because it has a real root, means x square A into A plus 1 into A plus 2 has real root. This means that our x must be positive, right? Its real root, if square is as a real root, then x must be positive. So that means this must be positive. Sorry, not x. If you have real root, this must be positive. If it is negative, then you will get a complex root. So what we have to focus is, where is A into A plus 1 into A plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0 for what values of A. So that is the trick here. That means has a real root means x square has a real root means this cannot be greater less than 0. If it is less than 0, you will get it. Now what we have to do is, now we have to check where it is positive. So one thing is, if okay, so you draw this 0. If A is greater than or equal to 0, then this whole term becomes positive. So our capital A must be 1 closed interval 0 to infinity is included. And now you have to check here 0, minus 1, minus 2, and so on. When A is in between minus 1 and 0, open minus 1 and 0, then what will happen? If you take any point here, A negative, so A less than 0. So if you take A here, A less than 0, and in between minus 1 and 0, A plus 1 greater than or equal to 0, A plus 2 greater than 0. So that means this product is less than 0. So minus 1, 0 doesn't belongs to A. And next what we have to choose is minus 1, minus 2. Minus 1, minus 2. Closed interval minus 1, minus 2. So minus 1, minus 2 means if you take any point here, then this is A is negative, A plus 1 is negative, and this is positive. If you product this negative, negative into positive, you will get positive. So that means closed interval minus 1, minus 2 is in the A. Now if you take minus infinity to minus 2, any point A, then everything here, A into A plus 1 into A plus 2, this is negative because it's in between minus infinity and 2. This is negative, this is negative. So product of 3 negative terms is negative. So this minus 1, minus infinity, minus 2 doesn't belongs to A. So our A is closed interval 0 infinity union minus 1. So number of connected components is, this is an interval. Interval is connected. So 1 and 2. So 2 is the answer. So number of connected intervals is 2. So that is one type of question. And the next question is from the linear algebra. And the question number 46. This is 46 question in IIT JAM. So the question is, let V be the real vector space of all continuous functions f from closed interval 0 to 2r such that the restriction of f to the interval 0, 1 is a polynomial of degree less than or equal to 2, and the restriction of f to the interval 1 to 2 is a polynomial of degree less than or equal to 3, and f of 0 equal to 0. Then the dimension of V is equal to. So in order to find the dimension, we know that in a polynomial Pn a0 plus a1 x plus etc. an x power n, then the dimension is number of free variables, right? Number of free variables. So this a0 is a free variable, a1 etc. up to an. So the dimension is n plus 1 here. So for set of all polynomials of degree n as dimensional n plus 1. So now in the question, for finding the dimension, you have to find out the number of free variables. So now here given our f of x. So in all question, there may be some every term as some. For example, here v is a functions of continuous function. So here an important point is continuous function f of x. F of x is continuous is an important point. And also we have given here f of 0 is 0. So these are the clues that leads to the answer to the problem. So f of x is on closed interval 0, 1 is a polynomial of degree 2. So this is a0, a1x plus a2x square when x in between 0 and 1. And also restriction of f in the into the interval 1, 2 is a polynomial of degree less than or equal to 3. So here b0 plus b1 x plus b2 x square plus b3 x cube when x in between 1 and 2. Okay, x in between 1 and 2. Now here how many free variables are there? 0, a0, a1, a2, b0, b1, b2, b3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we have given some condition. So the given condition is f of 0 is equal to 0. That means 0 belongs to here, right? So f of 0 is equal to 0 means a0 plus a1 0 plus a2 0 square is equal to 0. From here you will get a0 is equal to 0. So a0 is not free. So a0 is not there because our formula is like. So now also given that f of x is continuous. Okay, f of x is continuous. Okay, so last question is okay, sorry, minus 2 to minus 1. Okay, so minus 2 to minus 1. So I made some mistake there. Sorry. Okay, so Now, what we will do is, if f is continuous, then f of 1 minus is equal to f of 1 plus. I am denoting this minus means left hand limit and right hand limit. From here, so you will get a1 into 1 plus a2 into 1. This must be equal to, so at 1, left hand and right. So b0 plus b1 plus b2 plus b3, b3. So from here, I can write a1 as b0 plus b1 plus b2 plus b3 minus a1. Sorry, a2. So now I can write this a1 as b0 plus b1 b2 plus b3 minus a2. So this is dependent. Now how many free variables are there? a2, b0, 1, b2, b2, b, b1, b2, b3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number of free variables is 5. So that is the dimension. So dimension is 5. So you doesn't want to write the basis or those things. Only you have to check the number of free variables. That is 5. Then this is the answer. Okay. So here in this question also, what are the hidden things you have to concentrate? This continuous function, right? F of x is continuous, and also f of 0 is 0. So these two conditions, from that two condition we get two dependent variables or variables, that is a0 and a1. Okay, so we get 5 free variables, and this is the answer. Now we will move to next question. Okay, so the question is, okay, this question is also very tricky one, and I'm not going to do this. This I will give you an hint. So what we will do is we will use partial fractions. Sorry, not partial fraction. What we have to do is find the integral sin nx dx by method of product rule, right? That is e x square cos minus cos nx by n 0 to 1 minus integral 0 to 1 derivative 2x e raised to x square cos minus cos nx by n. Okay. So again what we will do is we will find the bounds, and then I will apply this limit like limit n tends to infinity integral 0 to 1 e raised to x square sin nx. This I can make this less than or equal to 0, this limit. Then definitely this will become 0. So this is an hint. So you make it, work it down. So what we have to do is here you can make values and make bounds. Then you have to you will get like this, and the answer will be equal to 0. So that is the hint. So for this question, the important thing is, such question either you can use a direct limit, you cannot use, and also you cannot take a limit here. You can take limit inside, then also there is no option. So what you have to do is you have to integrate that, and then if you can make some bounds, then you can do this problem. Okay, so I think there is few other questions. They will go very fastly. Okay, so one of the important question is, okay, this determinant question. Determinant question may ask in every examination. So here, this is one of the very easiest problem in the JAM 2021 question. So what we have is, we know that determinant doesn't change if you made a raw operation like by multiplying constant to a row, or to multiplying constant and adding 2 rows. Okay, adding 2 rows. So what we will do is, we will make a raw operation in such a way that okay, so I will, this is R1, first row, second row, third row, and fourth row. And the first row is 0, 21, 20, 20, 20. Now what I will do is, R2 implies R2 minus R3. R2 minus R3. R2 minus, R2 minus R1. So what we will get is 0, 1, 0, 0. And R3 implies R3 minus R2. If I this becomes 0, this 0, 1, 0. And next is R4 implies R4 minus R3. So this you will get 0, 0, 0, 1. Now you will get, I told you that this kind of operations doesn't change the determinant. So this is an upper triangular matrix. Therefore determinant is product of diagonal entries, that is 221 into 1 into 1 into 1. So the answer is 221. So these are very easy questions. So in every JAM examination or any competitive examination, there are a few questions that are easy. Okay, that's why I told you that if you are not getting some question after trying 2 or 3 minutes, then leave that question and move to the next question, because there are much easier questions ahead of that. Coming problems are much easier than the question you are attempting. And okay, so there is one more question I have. Okay. And this is one of the trickiest question. We have a number of such functions. Consider those continuous function f from R to R that have the property that any x belongs to R, f of x belongs to Q if and only if f of x plus 1 belongs to R minus Q. And now for this question, we will approach in a different way. So for what we have to do is, we have a function f of x belongs to Q if and only if f of x plus 1 belongs to R minus Q. So what we will do is we will define two functions, g of x, this is f of x plus f of x plus 1, and h of x, f of x minus f of x plus 1, right? So one of the important thing is this function is continuous. So this continuous has some special role here. So therefore g of x is continuous. Therefore f of x plus 1 is continuous. So g of x is continuous because this is sum of two continuous functions. And also h of x is difference of two continuous functions. Therefore this is continuous. So we get f of g of x and h of x is continuous. Then what about g of x? If f of x belongs to q, then f of x plus 1 belongs to r minus q. So if f of x belongs to x such that f of x belongs to q, then f of x plus 1 belongs to r. Then g of x definitely sum of rational and irrational number. Therefore g of q belongs to r minus q, rational, because this is sum of rational and irrational number. Then sum of rational and irrational is irrational. Now if f of x belongs to r minus q, which implies f of x plus 1 belongs to q. Therefore in that case also g of x belongs to r minus q. So that means g of x is a continuous function which takes only rational values, and by you can use intermediate theorem to check that this g of x must be is constant. Why? Because you can use intermediate theorem. I am not explaining that intermediate theorem, and you can check that this function is constant, because you get two, if it is non-constant, g of x1 and g of x2 is there, and then in between there are infinitely many rational numbers. So by intermediate value theorem, g takes a rational number. So that's a contradiction. Similarly, you will get h of x is sum of two irrational functions, or irrational number. Sum of two continuous function is continuous, and also the same thing here. If f of x is rational, then h of x is irrational. F of x is irrational, then also h of x is irrational. Therefore h of x is also a continuous function which is takes irrational values only. Takes g of x is not rational, it's irrational. Irrational values. Okay. So what we can do is what is f of x? F of x is actually the sum of these two, right? G of x plus h of x divided by 2 is f of x. So from here, f of x is g of x plus h of x divided by 2. Then f of x is constant. But since f of x is constant, if f of x belongs to q, that doesn't imply f of x plus 1 belongs to r minus q, because it's a constant function, therefore there is no such a function. So the answer is 0. So remember this one thing, here we are using the property of continuous function, intermediate value theorem. Some of the rationals are rational and irrational is irrational, and all those things, and we get the question as the number of function is 0. So from all those questions I have discussed here, some questions are very easy and some questions are some rather little bit tricky. And one of the thing is you have to understand the concept, and in each question focused that I focused on the hidden tricks or hidden clue in the question paper, like S is not simply connected, and also in the continuous function f of 0 is 0. Such things are given. Okay. So these are the few questions available from JAM 2021 numerical type question, and I think you have studied a lot, and I think most of the questions you have already solved. Okay, so most important thing is you have to focus on the exam preparation. While that 3 hours, you must be very confident, and also you have to focus on the both mentally and some strategies that will improve the uh, um, that improve to improve the techniques. Okay, so all questions there may be some hidden clue in the question itself. You have to identify that hidden clue and you have to crack those questions. And I think we can stop now, sir. I'm
Okay.
concluding that, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So thank you, Asif, for this wonderful session, and I'm sure that your tips and tricks really helped our students, will be useful for our students for scoring good marks in the coming examination. Now it is a time for interaction. Dear students, you can ask any doubts or you can make your comments.
Thank you, sir, for your session. More than the numerical answer type question discussed, I thought the tips and tricks that made me more confident rather than the questions. It was also very much helpful, but at the fag end of our JAM exam, what we require more is that confidence. Whenever we write a mock test or whenever we see some question which we don't get, we all feel so sad. So thank you so much, and also the thing that you have told, if we feel difficult in a question, we need to leave that question. Thank you so much, and thank you for spending such time. Thank you so much, sir.
Hello, sir. I'm Arya Prasad from Calicut University. This session was very helpful because more marks we lose are in this numerical type question. It is so hard when compared to other sessions. Thank you. Your class was very helpful for me. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Lakshmi. I'm a third year BSc student from Kerala. First of all, I would like to thanks for keeping us motivated throughout this session because I think most of the tricks you said during this session will be really grateful, really helpful for that all the students who attended this session, and also I think their queries will be cleared during this session. And thanks for solving such problems related to this numerical type questions. Thank you so much. And thank you, Vinod sir, for arranging this session. Thank you.
So the class was very nice. The numerical answer type. I think that's a very difficult part. Not even difficult. So, sir, മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയാം.
Okay.
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 പറഞ്ഞോ.
ക്ലാസ് വളരെ നന്നായിരുന്നു സാറേ. സാറ് പറഞ്ഞത് ട്രിക്സ് ഒക്കെയാണ് കൂടുതലായിട്ടും ആവശ്യമുണ്ടായിരുന്നത്. സാറ് പറഞ്ഞ ആ ഒരു 4 മിനിറ്റ് കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ വിടാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് അത് ഒരുപാട് ഉപകാരമുള്ള ഒരു ഫാക്ട് ആയിരുന്നു. നല്ല ക്ലാസ് ആയിരുന്നു.
Okay, thank you. Anurag.
Anurag is from MG College.
I know him.
हाँ नमस्ते सर, मैं धर्मेंद्र सर, मैं लेट हो गया आज भी, सॉरी फॉर दैट। सर न्यूमेरिकल टाइम कुछ बड़े हो जाते हैं तो उस टाइम पे ज्यादा टाइम टेकिंग होते हैं, तो उस टाइम पे मतलब शॉर्टकट वगैरह कैसे अप्लाई कर सकते हैं हम लोग? कभी कभी किसी में शॉर्टकट भी नहीं मिलता है, काफी लंबा जाता है।
Is it clear, Asif? Is it clear? Is his question clear?
No. Because I am not
Yeah.
in
Dharmendra,
Hindi. Can
Sorry,
you
sorry.
speak
English?
English?
हाँ, sometimes numerical answer type question takes more time because of lengthy. How can we apply shortcut if no shortcut is there? What should we do?
Okay, so there may be a short, there may or may not be the shortcut. One of the thing is while we are applying the concepts, there are many concepts in maths. For solving a problem in mathematics, there are millions of methods and all those things. So to identify that method is important. So for each, some questions are lengthy because we are going in a wrong way. Okay, so in maybe there is another way that we get from the experience, not from one or two while solving all those. So we have to continuously prepare for those questions, and the most important thing is you have to focus on the standard textbook exercise problems. There may be a lot of tricks and you will get. And lengthy means in exam examination also there is a few questions will be lengthy. Okay, about 10% questions will be lengthy. That's because every in that examination they also focused or also uh, um, there is a method of choosing the question. That's also important. That if you are not getting an answer in few minutes, you have to leave that question and move to the next problem. If you stick on that problem, it will take a lot of time, and after the exam you try to do that, or come back after just before the end of the examination, may you get another trick. And these tricks may be some coaching classes or coaching notebooks. There may be a lot of tricks are there they apply, and mostly from the experience we will get the tricks while doing the problem. And I hope you understand my answer. If do you have any other question?
Yeah. Yes, Dharmendra, that is the point. If you feel that some question takes more time, then it would be better to skip at the first time. And then if the time remains at the end, you can come back and try it. So that is more good in as a point of view of exam. In point of view of exam. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Dharmendra.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Devananda. Yes.
So how many digits that we want to type in a numerical answer?
Asif?
I think there may be some digit in answer key. There is some from 0.71 to 0.81. Like there is a what you call
possibly they will give some instruction
gap,
regarding
right?
that.
It's not.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, sir. My name is Mayuresh. I just have completed my M.Sc and now I'm preparing for CSIR net. Sir, your session was really helpful, especially the first few things, that tricks and especially that game. You know, it was very short and very impactful. It was like really practical motivation to us. And sir, second thing, like I want to ask you that you have told very nice things about the how to tackle the questions in examination, competitive examinations. But after that, when we'll go for the next stage, I have completed MSc and I'm preparing for PhD now. So when we go to for PhD interviews, then at that time the scenario will be different. Like at that time we have to prove the things like rigorously. So what will your suggestion for that type? How
Okay,
to prepare for that?
Okay, I understand your question. That means while you are going for a PhD interview, things are very different. Okay, in my experience, or Vinod sir will answer this question again. I think in my experience in PhD interviews, they will give some sort of question, and they will try to answer that. They make the interview people give you some question, and they told you to answer. If you are not getting, they will give you some tips, and then they will try to make you answer the question. And from your knowledge, they will what they will check is, can you, they are giving some tips, can you solve that problem? Okay, so I think they will first ask some basic question, and then they move to the another level of questions. So in order to prepare for interview, you have to thorough with the basics. Basics means a very basic level knowledge. You have to be thorough with the basic level knowledge. It's not like writing the examination. It's what you have to understand the concept in every field. If you are focusing on particular subject or for algebra, you have to be very confident in the basics, and they will ask a basic question, and they will move to the next level of questions after that. If you are answering, and one more thing, they will not pose on one answer. Like you are not getting an answer for the question they are asked. What they will give is they will give some clues, and from that clues you have to solve that problem. So it's not end of one question giving and you are not answering. It's not like that. They will give you some clues, and then they will try to make you answer. And if you are success in that, they will be you will get into that institute. I think so. And I think this answer, Vinod sir will also give you the answer, sir.
Yeah, Asif. Mayuresh, the entrance examinations and PhD interviews are entirely different. And in entrance examination, it is more or like a scrutinizing test. But for PhD, they have to identify your analytical skills and research capabilities. So the questions will be like that. So you have to be very thorough with the concepts, and whenever you learn a theorem or a concept, you should be very thorough with what are the underlying facts behind that, what are the assumptions and where this will work, and why all that assumptions are necessary. All that type of things should be very clear. And also you should know a lot of examples as well as non-examples where that property or theorem fails. That type of examples, counter examples, all are very much needed. So such a deep level preparation is very much needed to clear a PhD interview. It's not just like clearing the competitive examination. And you see, but one advantage is that if you have a better idea of the things, then that will also be considered. So they won't need that you have to give the exact correct answer to their questions. But if you are able to give some right thoughts in that direction, then that will also be considered. Your such level of skills will also be evaluated by them. So that is the important thing about that. But anyway, a sound knowledge of the concept is very much essential. That will be useful in clearing the competitive examinations as well. But for having a better rank in a competitive examination, not only the concepts will help you, the problem solving skills are also very important, and you have to keep the time bound. All that things are very important.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Mayuresh, where are you from?
So I'm from Maharashtra.
Maharashtra. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Any others? Any questions?
I thank you this friend for asking interview type ability question. I want to ask something. जैसे when I read Galen book and calculus, sometimes there will be so difficult. What should I read before each reference book?
I think Dharmendra is not clearly audible. Okay, anyway, thank you, Dharmendra. Any
Yes, sir. Yes.
others?
Ask next time.
Yes. Okay, I think there is no one else. So let us wind up here. Once again, I express my sincere thanks and gratitude to Asif for joining with us, for joining with the initiatives of Maths Aspirants. And I wish all the participants all the success in the coming examinations. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.